Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our project will be about the last will and testament. Here we will tackle four elements: the introduction, the contextual features, and organizational and structural features of this type text. Finally, the conclusion. So, the subject studied in this project is the last will and testament, which is a legal document that includes a person's final wishes before his death. It contains specific information to ensure the transfer of the testator estate to specific people. It has an informative type because the testator informed and put some instructions in this document to ensure the fair distribution of his estate. This document is used for professional domain in the legal discipline. Its purpose is to leave clear instructions on how to pass the estate with right distribution of the assets and property to the family members mentioned in the will. Secondly, we move to the contextual features. The last will and testament is written by a lawyer since the testator wants to make it legal. It is destined for the person mentioned in the will. They can be his family members, closest family, or charity associations. It is written in the lawyer's office or at the testator's house in case he is severely sick or very old. Generally, the last will and testament is written when someone else. It ensures the right distribution of the testator's estate and properties as he wishes. It contains the personal information of the testator, his last wish, as well as the signature of the people concerned. Then, thirdly, we move to the organizational and structural features. We start with the organizational features. In the first part of the will, the testator presents a prelude to his last will, in which he assures us that with all his mental and physical powers he decided to implement his last will and requests the executive to cancel his all the previous wills. The last will is divided into three sections. The first section includes the heading, the marital history, and children. First, the heading. In that section, the testator states his full name, country of residence, and the declaration that he intends for this to be his will. Then, the marital history. This section, in this section, the testator states whether he is married, divorced, widowed, or in a common law marriage. Then, thirdly, the children. This section, he states how many children he has and if he has any adopted children or stepchildren. Next, the second section includes first, the debts and the taxes. This provision should state exactly how debts are to be paid and which assets are used to pay them. Then, the executor and trustee powers. This provision should list the persons or the person you want to manage your assets and make sure the right people receive them, and he listed the powers he wants his executor and trustee to have. Because if he do not list these powers and the simplest of his tasks listed in the last will not easily be accomplished. Finally, the testator concludes his last will and testament with what we call disposition. Disposition is what we consider the meat or the crucial part of the will. It should state exactly who he wants to receive his assets and how his assets should be distributed. Then now we move to the structural features. The language items. Firstly, the grammar. Using the verb shall, like shall include shall for any reason. The repetition of the first pronoun I declare, I direct, I nominate. Using the present simple, like I declare that I'm married. They use a few adverbs like expressly and legally. Then vocabulary, capitalization like the country, last will and testament, loan, words for example, the will and testament, eh, and testament. Now the English and Latin sentence length. Like I declare that I'm married to name of the spouse, and all references in this will to my wife are to her. Then ordinary words with special meanings like the verb shall. In daily life, it expresses the future, while this document it expresses the obligation between the parties, the parts. Then, punctuation. For example, I declare that I'm married to persons' names and or legally adopted until legally adopted. They used here, the testator used here commas, points, etc. Then the legal terminology, like the last will and testament, legally executor, the testator used here, or all legal terms. Then finally, we can conclude our research with a conclusion, a simple conclusion. Since every beginning must have an end, at the end we conclude the last will and testament is such an important document that any person can write in his lifetime because it allows to him to select the persons who will receive what he owns when he dies. In case he didn't leave a will, it can make it more difficult for his loved ones after he passes. Thank you.